Thank you for your interest in becoming a foster parent with Best Friends Animal Society. The goal of this program is to place dogs and cats into temporary homes until they're ready to be adopted into permanent homes. When Best Friends Animal Society put a stake in the ground that we as a nation would reach no kill by 2025, it was a statement for every community, shelter, animal welfare organization, and individual across the country that together we can save them all.
A no-kill country is our moonshot. Our moonshot is to end the killing of animals in America's shelters by 2025.
Foster programs are an essential piece of those life-saving efforts, and we would not be able to rescue as many animals without the help of our dedicated foster parents. By opening up your home and your heart, you are allowing us to increase the number of animals we can pull into our care from a shelter that is not yet no-kill, and where many animals still lose their lives for lack of space. This video will cover the ins and outs of who can be a foster parent, what types of animals are available for fostering, caring for a pet, and more. Who can be a foster parent? Almost anyone can be a successful foster parent. Before you get started on your journey, you should ensure the following. You can provide the time and attention needed to successfully care for an animal in your home. You can confirm that if you rent your home or apartment, your lease agreement allows pets, your landlord is aware of your plan to foster, and if there are any breed restrictions. You have access to reliable transportation to drive to foster care appointments and meet and greets with potential adopters. You can communicate with our foster team by phone and email and have regular access to a computer or internet-connected device. You have access to a webcam or a phone with a camera in order to host virtual meet and greets and or take adoption photos and videos of your foster pet. And finally, what drives many of our foster parents to be successful, you have the dedication and compassion to help animals in need. What animal care products and supplies do I need? Fostering with Best Friends Animal Society does not require purchasing anything to get started. Any basic care supplies you need, such as travel carriers, food, a collar and leash, and litter, can be provided by Best Friends if needed, but may depend on available donations. You're welcome to provide any of these items on your own, but please understand that we will not be able to reimburse you for any purchases you make. What types of animals are in need of foster? We have several opportunities to foster cats, dogs, kittens, and occasionally even puppies. The type of care that a foster pet needs is separated into two main categories: neonatal plus care and standard care for cats and dogs. Fostering neonatal plus care. Neonatal plus care includes neonatal kittens and puppies, as well as kittens and puppies that are under 8 weeks of age who are not yet ready for adoption. We categorize the type of care needed depending on the animal's age into one of the following categories: bottle babies, gruel babies, weaned kittens and puppies, and moms and babies. Typically, neonatal foster animals stay in foster until they reach 2 pounds and are ready for spay or neuter surgery and adoption. Bottle babies are between 0 days and 3 weeks old and need to be bottle fed every 2 to 3 hours around the clock for the first several weeks of their life. They must be kept warm and have their bowels expressed at each feeding because they are not yet capable of doing it on their own. Bottle babies do well in foster homes that have a flexible schedule or have multiple people who can take turns feeding throughout the day and night. Bottle babies usually need to be in foster care for up to 2 months. Gruel babies are between 3 weeks and 4.5 weeks old and need to be fed every 4 to 6 hours. They are transitioning from bottle feeding to eating canned food, which we call gruel, and need one-on-one attention at each feeding. The transition process can take anywhere from a few days to a couple weeks. Gruel babies need to be in foster care for up to 6 weeks. Starting at 4 weeks old, neonates will require vaccines every 2 to 3 weeks and will need to be transported to their scheduled vaccine appointments. Weaned kittens and puppies are between 5 weeks and 8 weeks old. While they are eating canned and dry food on their own, they still need canned food put down for them several times during the day and access to dry food and fresh water at all times. Weaned animals need to be in foster care for up to 3 weeks, or potentially a little longer if they're still short of their adoptable weight. We also sometimes have moms with babies who need time in foster care until the babies are ready for spay or neuter surgery. Moms will need to be fed several times during the day, but will nurse and care for their babies. Once returned from foster care, moms will also be spayed and placed up for adoption. When fostering animals in our neonatal program, you'll typically be asked to foster at least 2 kittens or puppies at a time, although we occasionally have opportunities to foster just 1 at a time. Moms and babies are fostered all together as one group, regardless of the number of babies she has. It is also highly recommended to keep neonatal animals separate from resident pets, as neonatal animals are at higher risk for catching or carrying shelter-related illnesses. Please note Best Friends Animal Society is unable to provide vet care for personal pets. However, as long as you're following all necessary precautions, transfer of shelter-related illnesses to your pets is very unlikely. Also note, the vast majority of our Neonatal Plus care is geared toward underage kittens, as they are one of the most at-risk groups in shelter environments due to the around-the-clock care they require. If you're interested primarily in fostering puppies, there may be a wait before we have a foster opportunity available to you. Fostering. Adoptable aged cats and dogs. In addition to pets available to foster in the Neonatal Plus care area of our foster program, our adoptable aged cats and dogs also need a foster home to stay in until they get adopted into forever homes, or until they have a transport opportunity to another community. These foster opportunities serve an important get-to-know-you purpose, where we are able to see how the foster pets are in a home environment so that we can provide interested adopters with accurate information on their in-home behavior. We often find that dogs and cats with in-home experience and notes get adopted quickly into loving homes because of this information. The foster period varies and can be flexible to your schedule, but we ask that foster parents commit to up to 30 days with their foster pets so that we can ensure that we find an adopter or make transport arrangements. This helps to ensure we are actively working to find your foster pets their forever homes. In order to properly care for the foster cats and dogs in your home, they'll require the following: twice-a-day feedings and access to fresh water, daily enrichment activities with their foster parents, and the ability to routinely take care of their potty business. For cats, this means a clean litter box, and for dogs, routine potty breaks or access to an enclosed yard. In addition to providing general care during the foster period, your job is to gather information on the animal's likes, dislikes, quirks, and talents. Throughout the foster care journey, you'll be required to provide in-home behavioral notes, pictures, and video to place in their adoption profile so that interested families can learn more about your foster pet. In addition, it'll be your responsibility to attend and participate in virtual or in-person meet and greets with interested adopters and attend adoption-related events for your foster pet. Medical foster pets, cat and dog. Some of the animals in need of foster homes have specific medical needs that may require special care. Some examples of foster pets in need of special medical care include animals recovering from a broken leg or surgical procedure, animals that refuse to eat in a shelter environment, animals that have chronic illnesses such as an upper respiratory infection that is not responding to medication, and animals who need time to stabilize on a long-term medication for conditions like seizures or heart defects. To foster these animals, you must be able to provide whatever in-home treatment is prescribed, which may include daily medication, cage rest, and/or scheduled regular checkup visits. It's also important to communicate any changes to your foster pet's health as soon as they occur. Behavioral foster pets, cat and dog. In addition to animals with special medical needs, we have animals in need of foster homes that have behavioral quirks that would benefit from time in a foster home. Behavioral examples include very shy animals, dogs that are not house-trained, animals with a bite history, and animals who exhibit stress-related behaviors while in a shelter environment. The purpose of this foster experience is to get a better idea of the animal's behavior in a home environment and to work on some life skills that will increase adoptability. This may include providing positive-based training, consistent exercise, relationship building, and a chance to de-stress. While working with a behavior animal, you'll be able to consult with a foster team for tips and guidance. Animals available for foster. The foster program communicates with potential foster parents through a number of avenues about which animals are currently in need of foster. These include, but are not limited to, a weekly email highlighting animals in need of foster care, a 24/7 accessible Trello board, emails based on your foster preference, and urgent call-out emails and/or text messages. Additional follow-up communications will include instructions on how to foster these animals. We typically do not see as many kittens during the winter months, so opportunities for on-deck waitlists will be available for foster parents interested in fostering kittens. No matter what type of foster pet you match with, if you need any more information or guidance, our foster team is available to provide additional training needed to care for your foster pets during your pickup appointments. After selecting and matching with a foster animal, you're ready to begin your foster experience, and there's a few key important things to know during your foster period. Foster period. Staying safe. Safety is our #1 priority, and we have some rules that must be followed when you have a foster pet in your care. Cats and kittens must be kept indoors only, at all times. Dogs must be kept on a leash that is 6 feet or shorter at all times. You should never use a retractable lead. We also recommend keeping the leash on entirely for the first 24 hours, in the event you need to move or secure the dog quickly, as you'll want to avoid grabbing the dog's collar to move them around. Puppies should remain indoors or in an enclosed yard until they are fully vaccinated. Cats must be transported in a cat carrier, and dogs must be secured via clip-in harness or crate while riding in a vehicle. When fostering a dog, we encourage outdoor enrichment adventures away from the home, but there are also some additional safety measures to be aware of. All outings outside the home will require foster dogs to be on leash. Dog parks or other off-leash areas are off limits. While the dogs we take into our program have a wide range of social skills, some of them have limited dog-to-dog skills. Remain aware of the dog's level of comfort throughout the entire outing, especially any potential discomfort while meeting new people. Do not use headphones or use your cell phone while walking the dog. Be aware of your surroundings and respectful of the needs of other people and the location you're visiting. Always use safe handling techniques when you're on walks. Foster period. What to do if your foster animal gets sick. While all the animals in our care receive a veterinary exam when they arrive at the shelter, there is still a chance that one or more of your foster pets may catch a shelter-related illness. If you notice any signs of illness such as sneezing, coughing, vomiting, diarrhea, or loss of appetite or energy, let your foster coordinator know immediately. For most cases, you'll likely be given medication to treat your foster pet at home. If you're unsure if your foster animal needs medical attention, email the foster team and they can help you evaluate their medical needs. If your foster animal needs emergency or after-hours care, we also operate an emergency hotline, which you can call 24/7. As this is a shared line, you must leave a voicemail and someone will return your call within 15 minutes, day or night. Foster period. Promoting your foster pet for adoption. It can be incredibly helpful for you to promote your foster pet in order to help them find their future adopter. We even have a guide on how to help your foster pet find a home. In this guide, we provide tips on how to write adoption profiles, take great photos, highlight on social media or other avenues, and more. In addition to general promotion of your foster pet, it'll be your responsibility to host meet and greets with prospective adopters in person or virtually, and/or attend local adoption events. The goal is to get foster pets adopted directly from their foster homes. In the event this is not the case, your foster pet will be eligible to go on transport, as their potential adopter may live in another city. Your foster coordinator will work with you to coordinate any applicable transport details. While you're fostering, if you find someone who is interested in adopting your foster pet, please contact a foster coordinator ASAP. A potential adopter will need to fill out an adoption survey and complete our adoption process before they can take that animal home. You may not transfer the care of your foster animal to anyone without written approval from the foster department. Open adoption philosophies. Our open adoption philosophy at Best Friends means that anyone looking to adopt a new companion animal is a potential Best Friends adopter, period. We look to provide adopters with everything they need to become better equipped and better educated to care for a pet. And if they have minimal to no experience, we ensure those adopters leave more prepared than when they arrived, especially if they have support and guidance from the foster parent. We're not looking for reasons to not adopt potential adopters. Rather, we're looking to proactively give our adopters all they need and want in the process of selecting a new pet, guidance on how to successfully care for a pet, and most importantly, offer the joyful experience of rescuing a companion animal. Foster parents that understand and abide by this philosophy will be more successful in this program. Frequently asked questions. Can I foster to fulfill a community service obligation? Unfortunately, Best Friends Animal Society cannot sign off on court-ordered community service hours for fostering, but fostering can be counted towards 2 hours per day max for all other community service obligations. What is the minimum age required to be a foster parent? You can foster a pet at any age. However, volunteers under 18 years of age must have a parent or guardian as a legal foster, and all children should be supervised when interacting with foster animals. What if my foster pet bites me? If any of your foster pets bite you and break skin, causing you to bleed, you need to report the bite to the foster team immediately. The law requires that we report all bites. The teeth of the animal, not the nails, must have broken the skin. If you're unsure, please report it to Best Friends to determine next steps. Who can take care of my foster pet when I go out of town? If you have friends or family that would like to temporarily watch over your foster pet while you're out of town, be sure to notify your foster coordinator so they can get them onboarded as a foster parent. If you don't have an alternate option, notify the foster team as soon as possible so they can line up a temporary foster home. What do I do if I'm no longer able to continue fostering an animal? You're not required to continue to foster a pet if you feel it's not working out. Please call Best Friends during business hours if this situation arises. We may not have an immediate alternate foster home for the pet, Some of our programs do not have their own facility, so we rely on foster homes and, if necessary, boarding partners. We'll work on moving your foster pet out as soon as possible, but we ask for your understanding and patience. We can work with you to figure out which fostering opportunity is right for you and your schedule. Next steps: fostering a pet. After completing the orientation quiz, you'll receive an email with instructions on how to pick up your first foster pet. If you have any questions or run into difficulties creating your foster parent profile, please email us at nationalfoster@bestfriends.org. Thank you for watching this video and for your interest in Best Friends Animal Society Foster Program. Your dedication to helping animals in need is truly appreciated.